Hi, and welcome to video 4 in the second series of videos. We're looking at assessment task 2, which is the Workforce Awareness Workshop. Now, there's a little bit of reading. I want you to go through and maybe even pause the video while you read that first section, right up until you get to Workforce Awareness Workshop. Okay, so you must be back now after pressing pause and reading through all that information. It looks quite complex, but it's not at all. It's pretty simple and straightforward. What I've done is I've modified the template so it's a little bit different to the original workbooks I sent out to you. If you received this via email, then this is the one to use. And we're going to go ahead and have a look now what you need to do. So up there you would have been asked for preparation notes as evidence, websites, etc., etc. So just fill it in here. If you've handwritten any notes, scan them in, put the name of the file in this section here, and attach them via the email that you're going to submit to me this information on. Put any websites you've used, any other documents. There might be a manual on Indigenous employment strategies that you used that was from your workplace. Scan it in, or take a photo of it and make that an attachment. Name the file here. If you've got any handouts that you were going to use, you might have had like an infographic saying this is how many Indigenous Australians are out of work right now, whatever it might have been. Name the file and attach it to the email. If you've done a PowerPoint presentation, which some people have done, which is great visuals there, then attach that and write the name of that file in here as well. Okay, so now this is the actual planning stage of the Workforce Awareness Workshop. The target workforce, you're going to be saying you're targeting Indigenous Australians. That's their job seekers. Indigenous Australian job seekers is going to be a target workforce. The audience, now you've got a couple of options here. You can go to a real workplace and deliver this workshop if you've got the confidence, or you can do it in your own workplace and do it in front of a couple of other workers there, one of whom will have to write a quick report saying, yes, you did it, or yes, he did this, this, and this, okay? Or you can do it over the phone to me. And for some people, that's a little bit difficult doing it over the phone. So a lot of people are opting for the actual do it in their own workplace in front of some of their colleagues. That's where they've got enough confidence to do it. Duration of the workshop, I would suggest that if you're just doing it in front of some colleagues, it might only take 5 or 6 minutes because a lot of it's simulated. If you're actually going out to a workplace, it could take up to an hour because you've got some discussions and so on there. Just put what you'd put down if you're actually doing it in real life there. The date and time. Now, the resources that you're going to need, enter the details of what you'd use on the day. If you're going to do a PowerPoint presentation, you'll need a laptop and a data projector, etc. That's self-explanatory. Just fill in what you're going to need there. Okay, so now there's introduction, the common issues and the barriers to work. So this is almost like where you've written a speech for yourself that you're going to use on the day, the benefits of this workforce. Okay, so this is where you've written your notes on what you're actually going to say in the presentation. I've put some examples there. There's also examples further down in the document based on a migrant awareness workshop. Now, we're not doing one on migrants, we're doing it on Indigenous Australians. So this only gives you some basic ideas of the content, but it does give you more examples in addition to what I've given you there. Now, if you go ahead, have a look at assessment task 2, activity 2. This is actually presenting the workshop. What I said before, you can either call me and do it, or you can do it at a real workplace, or you can do it at your own workplace. If you're doing it at your own workplace or a real workplace, you'll need a third-party report filled out, which is really basic, and that can be done by a workmate. I'll show you that one. It's down the bottom here. So basically your name and the name of the colleague up the top there. If relationship to the student are a workmate or works in the same department, then they go ahead and they sign that they understand that they're just keeping an eye on you and watching it. They're not actually assessing you, they're just passing on information. And then down the bottom here, they just need to tick the 4 yeses in the yes boxes here regarding how you did your presentation. They can add some extra notes if you did something in addition to that stuff, or just circle what you did there. Okay, and then at the bottom of that document, sorry, I'm just trying to slide down to there. It's pretty, okay, so down the bottom there, they just need to sign, you need to sign. You scan that in, print it out, and send it back to me via email. Okay, so I've just lost a little bit of the document formatting here. Hold on. All right, so if we go back up to the top there, I'll just explain to you that last bit. What we need to do is, okay, so that's the actual presentation. Have the third-party report filled in. Then this happens while you're doing the, or just after the presentation. You're going to have a discussion, discussing some of the strategies on how you would implement an Indigenous workforce in the place that you've gone to visit. So if it was a made-up place, then you're going to have to make up some strategies here based on your own experience in the past. Okay, so we can have a look at the migrant workshop below to see what happened there. Their actual example place they went to is the Top End Hotel Group, and the strategies that were raised were, well, we want to recruit migrants using an established programs, so JSAs that offer pre-employment training and mentoring to assist with the transition. We're going to have buddies to assist those people working, show them the ropes basically. And we're going to support new migrant employees with our literacy and numeracy training by rostering them on to accommodate their classes. Now, this might be, if you're looking at Indigenous Australian workforce, you might support them by working around their well training or their steps training, or you might support them by working around the bus timetables, whatever it might be, or you might say we're going to make sure that 2 Indigenous employees start at the same time, so it's not that feeling of isolation where there's only one Indigenous person in this huge hotel or big company and they're feeling a little bit isolated and maybe going to just do the runner. So if there was a strategy to have 2 Indigenous people starting in the same place, then it would be a little bit, ease them in a little softly. Okay, so then this strategies for implementing it, making sure we've got those cross-cultural awareness workshops, work with Department of Business or Department of Education to make sure that we're getting the right training and so on. And then this sort of stuff here is basically making sure we set some time frames to know whether things are right or wrong, whether they're working, and we've got numbers. You need to have numbers in there so that we can measure success. Okay, so that's basically it, folks. Once you've done that section there, you've completed the entire of assessment task 3 as well. We are not to forget that we do need this third-party report filled out by whoever watched you do it. Otherwise, just give me a call and deliver it to me over the phone. Give the presentation over the phone to me. That's worked for some people as well. All right, folks, see you in the next one. Thank you.